Hey, all you mentees, this is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, and join me today as I give you an advanced look at the marble art of Adam Kubert and the marble art of Savage Sword of Conan. So, please stay tuned. And welcome back, everybody. Now, before I get started, a huge thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us advanced copies of both of these hardcovers. We're going to be looking at the art of the Savage Sword of Conan first. This one comes out in the direct market on October 28th, and then a week later, the Marvel art of Adam Kubert comes out. But let's look at this book first. Both of these retail for $50. And there's the back. They are put together by the Marvel Pop Art production. And of course, Savage Sword of Conan has a little bit of mature content, so always keep that in mind. Let's look at it under the dust jacket. And you're going to be seeing a lot of black and white art in here because it was the black and white magazine. But let's go ahead and get this one opened. So at the beginning of the year, I did the advanced look at the Marvel art of Conan the Barbarian, and that was the monthly comic book that came out in the 70s. This is the art of the Savage Sword of Conan, which is the black and white magazine, where they didn't have to follow the comics code. So that's why we have the mature content. We have an introduction by Roy Thomas. Of course, who else could do an introduction, right? This one is written by John Rhett Thomas, who is a huge comic historian. So what we're mainly going to be looking at is covers, pinups, and then some sequential art. Kicking it off with Barry Smith, or who will later become Barry Windsor-Smith's story here. It's crazy because we have these collected in omnibus format, but they look so sharp here. And I think it's because it's taken out of context, or sometimes there's zoom-ins on actual panels to make you appreciate the artwork. And of course, we're not going to look at every single page because, well, we can't, because I do want people to be surprised when they get the book. But just talking a little bit about it, you're going to see artwork in here by John Buscema. We saw Barry Windsor-Smith, Gil Kane, Tony DeZuniga, Ernie Chan, Pat Broderick, Mike Zeck. Oh, I just talked about Mike Zeck yesterday when I did the overview of the Captain America book. So we're looking at different decades, too, of the Savage Sword of Conan. We have the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Warning, though. Looking at this book will make you wish that Marvel will put all of the Savage Sword of Conan in omnibus format. I swear. Because when I looked through here and I read all the little excerpts by John Rhett Thomas, it makes me wish that all these artists would be given the omnibus treatment. Because as I'm looking through here, so much brutality, so much energy, so much action in these panels here. Let's skip some, so you can see what I'm doing. Of course I skip here. All right, yeah, we're good. This is classy. Bruce Patterson is the one that did the pinups here. So we have Baylet, Valeria, all the ladies from Conan. And here are all the covers. Some of these you've seen already from the omnis that have been released or coming out. Man, just look at that. What Alex Toth does some of the artwork. Del Eaglesham, who I think there were artists in here that did Conan in the 80s and 90s that I wasn't aware of. That is crazy and awesome. Yeah, there's Ernie Chan, who became a penciler, was inking a lot of the John Buscema stuff. John was not a fan of his inks, reading that introduction by Roy Thomas in the last Conan the Barbarian omnibus. There's also unpublished artwork and uninked pages, too, to just make you appreciate those pencils. Yeah, you have artwork like that from Gene Day. This is from 1980. Just stuff that looks like it would be found on a poster of a movie or sci-fi or fantasy movie from the 80s on VHS. And then this book, by the way, has 224 pages. And like I said, retails for $50. My man Conan. Swords and women, I swear. Alright, let's see who else we got back here. So you can tell in the early 80s when they started transitioning some of the artwork to look like Arnold from the movies. Just on the covers. And then, oh, hell, that is awesome. Who is this? Is this new Ruby Neves? I think that's who that is. That is amazing. And you can only do it justice in black and white, right? There's no way you can color that and make it look just as good. I don't care. I'm a purist when it comes to these things. I know some people want these stories when they're reprinted in color, but no way. I think it would take away from that beautiful black and white artwork. Is that Joe Jusko? Yep. So you even get painted covers in here too. There's a lot of talent that went into this book. Sorry, I had to flip through here. That looks like Joe Kubert, but I don't think it's Andy. Let's see. Yep, Andy Kubert. That's crazy. We're going to be looking at his brother's art book soon. I didn't know he drew any Conan. Because I wasn't following. Ah, bless, that's awesome. Sorry. I'm flipping through here for the first time through a lot of these with you all. Now let's get to the back here to see if there's anything. Okay, before we end it though, just wanted to showcase some of the artwork from the 90s. Almost has a heavy metal feel to that one right there, and that's of course Julie Bell. And Big John Buscema comes back with Roy Thomas. And then there's an afterword by P. Craig Russell. So there's Alex Toth, as I mentioned. And it looks like he's naming some of the artists in here. I haven't read this. I've only read the intro by Roy Thomas. And that is Pat Broderick? Yep, Pat Broderick from 76. I've always loved these pages here. Glad they used that as the ending. Let's look at the other book. So we have The Marvel Art of Adam Kubert. And that is a brand new cover drawn for this. This one I couldn't help. As soon as it came in, I had to open it up. Under the Dust Jacket. Hell yes. Yes, I love that they used this image. This is from Wolverine number 90. This is the big cliffhanger episode before the Age of Apocalypse. Pop the third claw. Oh, man. Such an awesome... This one was actually painted by the Hildebrandt brothers, if I'm not mistaken. So, Adam Kubert. This is a gentleman whose artwork I have followed since the very beginning. All the way from the Rise of the Midnight Suns, the Spirits of Venom, to Wolverine. And it's really interesting that this is how they put it in here in chronological order. So, there's an introduction by Greg Hildebrandt and Gene Scrocco. Oh my gosh, I hope that's how you say Gene's name. There's an introduction. Actually, no, this isn't an introduction. This is an article from 1993 from the Marvel Age interviewing all the Kuberts. Joe, Andy, and Adam. And here we are, where it all began for him in comics. They did pinups, him and his brother, and then they did sequential artwork for Ghost Rider. And when I look at this, by the way, Spirits of Venom, this cover right here, the colors, and yes, the artwork by Adam Kubert, but the colors is what stood out to me when I saw it at the comic shop. I wasn't collecting Spirits of Vengeance at the time. I was only getting Ghost Rider, but I liked Venom, and then I saw that cover and I'm like, oh, I gotta get this. And I got that crossover. Where was I? I was talking about something. It'll come to me, I'm sure. Maybe I was going to talk about looking at this artwork will make you wish that those Ghost Rider comics would be collected in an omnibus format, or at least an epic format, the Danny Ketch, the 90s stuff. So here's where he transitioned over to Wolverine. Gosh, I love that image. This is the image that they used under the Dust Jacket. So this is where the Hildebrandt brothers painted over these amazing pencils right here. And there it is. This is the final product. I'm glad they kept both in here. So from Wolverine, he went on over to X-Men and then Hulk. And his whole history is right here. It's wonderful. I mean, other than the stuff that he did for the Distinguished competition, of course. And here are some, I think these were some cards, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these are the Fleer Ultra cards, the Chromium cards. I've always liked these type of... I've always been a bigger fan of this type of artwork instead of with colors. I don't know what it is about Adam. And if I had to choose one, I think I remember telling them when I met them at a convention between Adam and Andy, and their dad was still alive then, Joe. I met all three of them at this VIP greeting that Wizard did in, what was it, Pennsylvania, I think? Yeah, it was in Philadelphia. And I told them, I was like, you are my favorite Kubert. I told Adam that in front of his dad. Rest in peace, Joe. And I'm sure his dad was proud, right? But then I'm sure his dad was like, the nerve of this guy. Here's the stuff that he did with Hulk, and it makes me so excited that we're going to get all of this, hopefully, in an omnibus format when we get the final volume of Hulk by Peter David. his return to X-Men when he did Ultimate X-Men with Mark Millar. Then his brother, I think it was issue 11 that his brother and his dad inked, and his brother also helped. So that's really cool. There's stuff here from Ultimate Fantastic Four. There's stuff here from his covers, unused artwork, pinups. So there's things in here that you probably haven't seen. This is when he went through the covers of the New Mutants. I'm glad that they keep the original pencils here, and then the colors, so you can compare. This book has 224 pages, and again, retails for $50. And here's the original image here of Legion, and then how he was able to manipulate it for different personalities. And then this is the miniseries, The Astonishing Spider-Man and Wolverine by Jason Aaron. So while the book is written by Jess Harold, most of the writers that collaborated with him have a little blurb to say about Adam. And they're also found in the flaps here, what some of the writers say about him. And of course, they're all nice things. How great of an artist he is. He's a writer's artist. I think that's what Peter David said. I've always loved that term, a writer's artist. I've heard Chris Claremont say things like that about some of the artists that he's collaborated with. This is the Avengers versus X-Men, and we'll keep moving. And it's funny because he ended up coming back to Wolverine with Benjamin Piercy. This is Origin 2. A very underrated book. This is the one by Kieran Gillen, a follow-up to the Origin book. But for some reason, not enough people talk about this, even though it's got gorgeous artwork by Adam Kubert. His brother did the original one with Paul Jenkins and Joe Quesada, but this is the follow-up, Origin 2. That's Sabretooth and James Howlett right there. This is really cute. I had no idea about this. So there's little behind-the-scenes things here. This is how he was able to pose for the cover unintentionally with his own daughter. So I thought that was a really cute story. And I don't want to showcase everything, of course. There's also sequential artwork, like I mentioned, besides the covers and the pinups and the variants. And then there's a whole chapter on Marvel Universe, the other art that he's drawn, unused covers, and why it was unused. I think this is for the Kevin Smith Bullseye cover. Let's look in the back here. And then this is his return to the Dawn of X series. Like I said, he's working on Wolverine with Benjamin Piercy. And then this beautiful afterword, where he talks about road trips with his dad in the RV, how he has his own RV now, how his dad was always drawing, this beautiful dedication to all his family, but the biggest dedication was to his dad, right, Joe Kubert, and how much he misses him and how proud he would be of this art book, and I think he would be, and that, as they say, is that. And when these books come out, you can check out our sponsor,
cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for brand new graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off the cover price. Cheap Graphic Novels prides itself on packaging your books so they arrive safely and in excellent condition, as well as prompt and helpful service. And check out their bargain bin for even greater deals up to 90% off cover price. And for you Minties, Cheap Graphic Novels is running a special promotion. If you're a first-time customer, let them know you were referred by Near Mint Condition at the checkout, and you'll receive a credit for free shipping on your next order. Now, this is only for U.S. customers. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discounts, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
And that was the content, the page count, and the build of each of these books. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking these type of books up, if you're a big fan of art books, if you already own some of them, if you have the Marvel art of Conan that came out late last year, or actually was it this year? I really can't remember. 2020 has been a lifetime, I swear. So please leave all those comments down below. If you have any more questions, also leave those questions down below. I'll be happy to answer them. More importantly, please everybody stay healthy, stay safe out there, and much love to all of you.